Honorable Men Discord, Nas's Lightyear album reaction. Let's talk about it.
How you see yourself is how you perceived. I see a man strong, gifted, head strapping, never down on his knees, begging. Gotta make a way, even in my darkest hour. Say the odds against me was new, I would never cower.
As always, welcome back to another episode. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. By all means, if you have something you'd like to share about this episode, I'll see you in the comments section. So let's get straight to it. It is 7:13 in the morning in New York City, Queens, New York. And as I said on the first episode that I covered with this is Queen's Day, all right? Now, everyone's welcome at the table, but this is Queen's Day. I have G on the line. He's on his way to work. I brought my laptop with me to work, which I never do, but this is a fitting time to bring the laptop. So let's get straight into it. G, say what's up to the audience.
What's going on? What's up?
So yeah, let's talk this Nas Lightyear, right? Let's get straight into it. First of all, shout out to King Hamed TV. That's KingAhmad TV. The reason why I'm shouting out King Hamed TV is because when I woke up this morning, and pardon me if I'm yelling because I just want to make sure that my voice projects. But when I woke up this morning, I watched his reaction video on the album as I got dressed for work. And just go to his channel, show him love, and watch his reaction when he talks about Nas's record, Nasty Nasir Esco. I think it's Nasty Esco Nasir, something in that order. Look at King Hamed's reaction to that song, and that is exactly how I felt driving to work, because I played that record 2 times and it was just crazy. But I'm gonna start by saying this. I'm so excited that I'm all over the place with this episode. I have to first and foremost publicly apologize to DJ Premier for underestimating him. Now, there are some songs that to me aren't my favorite compared to the one I'm about to say, but all in all, just off of this record alone, DJ Premier, I publicly apologize for doubting you and your talent. Let me say that first. I appreciate you. I appreciated you in the first episode and the second episode. I was just a little bit worried, but I apologize. I apologize to you and you only. I know you have some fans that were upset with the fact that I doubted you, but I apologize to you, DJ Premier. So I'm putting it out there first and foremost. Nas, you delivered lyrically. Your words is exactly why I aspired to be an artist myself. My favorite record, I'm gonna say this and pass it over to G because he has limited time and I don't want to hog up the space because I'm a ramble right now. Nothing is scripted. My favorite record is Writers. Writers brings tears to my eyes and makes me just want to just jump out of the car while it's rolling. All right. Writers was incredible. Writers gave me the same feeling I felt when Nas rhymed over Hit Boy's Speechless. That's how I felt with Writers. Writers is an incredible homage to hip-hop. Nas is hip-hop. I do not even care to hear about other artists comparing themselves to Nas or thinking they're greater than Nas, because in my humble opinion, Nas is the greatest. He exemplifies hip-hop. And now I pass the floor over to G because, again, he has limited time. So, G, get into it.
I don't know really what to get into. I mean, I guess I'll just pick up the baton from where you left it off. I'd like to take this time to also apologize to absolutely nobody. Okay?
That's his take.
What I thought about Premier was in fact warranted. I had concerns about Premier's ability to deliver a cohesive album that didn't stick to his moniker or his DJ style. And I'm very pleasantly surprised or satisfied, rather, that he was able to do just that. I think his ability to mix up the beats and give us, I think, a well thought out, intentional album is to be definitely applauded, right? I do think a lot of it has to do with Nas. Nas is at the point of his career where even though he's working with a specific producer, think he understands very clearly the direction and the blueprint of what his album and what he's trying to say and what he's trying to accomplish and what he's trying to execute. And this album was no doubt one of his better albums executing, I think, his thought process. I will say that as of this album, all talk about GOAT status is over. It's absolutely over.
Tell him.
His ability 30 years later to still have things to say that have never been said on the mic is actually alarming, right? Some of the songs that we're talking about, like Writers, for example, I'm not going to say what my favorite song is at this present moment because I think I want to allow it to sit with me a little more, a little marinate, let it bloom. You know what I'm saying? Take advice from Nas, let it bloom a little bit. But his ability to go into a booth and to converse with his fans and give us something that we have not heard before is unprecedented. He doesn't follow the typical blueprint to sell records. He's not out here trying to make pop hit records. He's not trying to prove anything. His ability to consistently deliver innovative and creative hip-hop is absolutely phenomenal. The volume that he's done it at now completely separates him from anybody else that we could refer to as a GOAT. I don't ever want to hear anybody telling me about Jay versus Nas completely. All right? When I was listening to the album, one of the funny things I started thinking about was you gave us one every 7 or 8 years album they would do live. I think it's funny how Nas through time has now delivered more hip hop than Jay when Jay was trying to establish himself and use hip hop as a tool to put him into this billionaire stratosphere that he wanted to be in. So for Jay, and it's no knock, he's a hustler, whatever you want to call it, hip hop was his tool to get him somewhere versus him having actual, I would say, pure love for the art form. So I just wanted to establish that. All you Jay fans, you're warranted to be a Jay fan, but there's no talk of GOAT coming out your mouth in 2025 in relation to Nas. Just keep him out your mouth if you don't want to agree with the comment. But Nas is clearly the GOAT of hip-hop. Every single commentary for every song was Nas is hip-hop. I mean, the man wrote an ode to female rappers. He wrote an ode to graffiti stars. Like, those, in 30 years, I'm sure there have been songs like that, at least not from a prominent artist that I can quote or to tell you. So he's doing things 30, 35 years in that we've never heard and seen before. The song is not corny. The song ain't this, like, old head tribute. The song is beautifully written, eloquently, quote stated. His voice patterns, his ability to rhyme has gotten sharper, matter of fact, over the years, right? And while this may not be, I will say, lyrically his best album, I do think
it's still light years,
quality,
pun intended. It's still light years.
His magnum. I think it's his magnum opus. It's the greatest album he's done to this date because of the fact that he took us on a journey with intent, and he basically sparked another love of hip hop out of this album. Like, I'm listening to this album and I'm excited about hip hop again. I'm excited about the fact that someone used their voice in the correct way. I'm excited about the fact that I've got something to listen to for the next 2-3 months, before we go on to the next thing. And that statement should not be taken lightly. We're living in an era where there's a lot of microwave music, there's a lot of microwave content, and you really get distracted very easily, and you move on to the next thing in like a week, right? The Clips album came, that album was dope. If you were really digesting it, you may have stuck around with them for about, I'd say anywhere from 2 weeks to a month.
And
honestly,
because we're gonna because I have to cut you off real quick on that one. G and I will discuss the Clips album because they deserve their flowers. I already have the thumbnail made for that particular episode, so stay tuned for that. But G, you can continue. I just had to say that.
That's all that I got to say. Honestly, I'm getting ready to go, but yeah, it was his magnum opus. I gotta let it sit with me some more. But I was very well pleased, satisfied, grateful, appreciative of the fact that Nas delivered a Christmas gift that was right on time for those pure hip-hop heads and people that love hip-hop. I think we can all acknowledge we needed this, especially in this crazy world right now. We needed this breath of fresh air, and we just needed something to feel good about. And once again, he's delivered. You know what I mean? And I don't think there's an artist in my lifetime that has delivered at the rate and at the quality and at the consistency that he has so far. Controversial opinion, the closest one after him, I think, honestly, and I'll go ahead and say it, is right off the top of my head. I think Kanye has actually delivered to us really good music. Forget about his antics. Forget about what you like. But second to Nas, I would say in my lifetime, consistently, all of his music is good. Like, there's no, like, I don't think we can even question that part.
I'm glad you brought Kanye, and the reason why I believe that is because Kanye, despite all the riches and all the other things that he does, the clothing, Kanye, much like Nas, is super passionate about the music, and it stands out and it shows.
Yeah,
period.
He loves his art form.
Period.
Yeah. Yep.
You take all the riches away from Kanye, but leave him with a beat machine and leave him with the tools he needs to create music. Kanye's making music. Kanye would have been the guy, and I know I'm reaching with this, he would have been the guy during slavery coming up with the songs to pull us through, to get us through those hard times. That's how creative Kanye is. He is a genius at what he does. And so is Nas. Put respect on Nas's name. Queen's Day. G, I appreciate you for jumping on the episode. I don't know if you want to say something in closing, because I know you're about to wrap it up, go to work.
No, I don't really have anything to say in closing. Just, like, thank you, Nas. Thank you, DJ Premier. A well-crafted, a well-executed album. I'd like to play it in its entirety instead of, when I listen to it, I listen song by song, literally skipping around. I think you've got to take the opportunity to listen to it in its entirety to really see how well it meshes together, like an old school album. See that each song transitions correctly into the next song. But other than that, salute to DJ Premier. You did an excellent job with the beats. They weren't necessarily innovative beats where I went, oh shit, but like it was more like, oh shoot, this is a great beat for Nas to rap on. Like, I think that's why I'm like saying like he did a good job, but it wasn't necessarily like Hit Boy or the Clips beats where you're hearing stuff like, yo, oh my God, like I can't believe Pharrell did that. But it's still really close.
He didn't overshadow Nas. That's one thing that stood out for me when I listened to it last night. Because I'll be honest with you, last night I had just to show you how moved I was by this project. I had my alarm set. I fell asleep, and I don't know what any of you did to prepare for this album. The alarm was set for midnight. I woke up just before midnight with anticipation, and to my surprise, just before midnight, it was already on iTunes. So I hit the button, and I was listening to it lightly so I didn't disturb the house. And I was pleasantly surprised when it was on low. So by the time I got ready for work and drove in my car and listened to it, I was just like, and again, writers, wow. And this is why Nas is hip-hop, and I don't want to necessarily hear about other artists in comparison to Nas, because Writers is a perfect example of how this guy could be successful and still sit and stand there and salute. He went through so many names. And let me say this first and foremost, because for some of you that don't know this, G's from Money Earning Mount Vernon. I know we mentioned this before. I'm from Flushing, Queens, born and raised in Queens. From out my mother's womb, I went through college, St. John's. Salutes everyone from St. John's. I'm a Queens guy, all right? I got money in the past. I worked in Manhattan. I worked out in Brooklyn for 6 years. I currently live in the BX. Salute to the BX. But I'm a Queens guy. And the reason why I have to say that is because you're going to watch a lot of reaction videos. And everyone has their take on it. And they're allowed to have their take. But coming from two people from New York City, and I'm currently right now in Queens. I'm working in Queens, right? So I'm still very much, my feet is embedded in Queens. When you hear it from New Yorkers saluting this project, just understand we have it from a different lens. And that's no disrespect to the other channels and other people reacting to it. But I'm Queens bred, I'm New York bred. All right, I'm a 7 train rider and all the other trains you could think of. F train, name the trains. I've been on the trains. I've done all of that. I don't show a lot of that content on my channel, but I will because, to be honest with you, I guess I take New York for granted because I've been here, done that. So for some of you that haven't been, never traveled to New York, it's like, oh wow, New York City. So when I hear Nas paying homage to the breakdance and the writers, you know, years ago I used to write Bug. I couldn't think of a tagline, so I spray painted Bug on the wall with a spider and stuff like that. And so that resonates with me. The Krylon, when he mentions Krylon, that's the brand for the spray painters. That resonates with me. You know, cuz I don't want to say too much. I'm going to wrap it up. So, cuz I appreciate you for jumping on the episode.
Thank you very much. Gotta go.
All right. Peace.
All right, Joe.
Peace.
Shout out.
So yeah, I'm gonna wrap because I also have to go. But I just wanted to make sure. That I made this episode for those of you that are reacting to it, and it deserves immediate reaction. I know I have something right now queued up for today at 5, but that's getting pushed back for this episode. As always, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. I could go on and on about this album. As a matter of fact, let me just wrap with this because I gotta get out myself. New York State of Mind 3, I loved it. Welcome to the Underground, loved it. Pause Tapes, loved it. I resonate with Pause Tapes. I'm from that era. Just a little background. I grew up on vinyl. My father would play vinyl in the household, but I'm also aware of 8-tracks. So I'm that person. This is who you're listening to reacting to this Nas album. All right. So my father, although he played vinyl, I grew up on vinyl. He still owned the 8-tracks and the 8-tracks player. He just never played it because at that time vinyl took over. And so I was there for all the transitions up into CD. And CD wasn't a regular CD right away. It was a larger disc. For those of you that know, you know. It was a war between the CDs that you know and a larger disc. All right. But listen, Writers is my favorite song, hands down. I would say right after that is Nasty Esco to Nasir. But again, thank you, Premier. Thank you, Nas. Thank you for all of you who jumped in the comments and allowed that video to make it to 1K. Thank you so much. I appreciate everything. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the subscribers. I take nothing lightly. Everything is something, a celebratory feat for me. As you know, you can see how many subscribers I have at this time. So to make over 1,000 views on a video, I thank you all dearly. Trust me, I tell you, everyone that jumps in the comments, even if you disagree with me, even if you think that things that I say is crazy, I appreciate all of you because you don't have to sign in and you don't have to pay attention, but you do, and you take time to write a comment. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And as always, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tell a friend to tell a friend. I drop episodes daily at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And as always, stay honorable.